It's a beautiful place up here, but like Alex said, it's so much more expensive to get anything up here. I mean, me and my roommate are up here and we're spending our last dollars on, water bottles because we both don't make that much money and we're draining the savings account daily. It doesn't take long.
$2 a bottle of water.
Yeah, exactly. $2 for a bottle of water. It doesn't take long to drain the account. We were told about the $600 that we were supposed to be getting, and we thought, oh, that'll help out. We went in and we tried to register. They told us to register online or over the phone because they were too busy there. We went outside. The website crashed numerous times. We couldn't get on there. We tried phoning them. At first, they wouldn't even pick up the phones. After a while, when we did get through to someone, I think the conversation lasted about 10 seconds and then it got cut off. And we couldn't get back through to them until the following day when we went and signed up in person at TRU. Thank you.
Remember that setup.
And then they explained to us it would be 3 to 10 days and then we could expect a phone call. And then the money was supposed to be sent over a web link into our bank accounts. Then I was told that was not going to be safe enough. They wanted to do it a different way, whether it be through vouchers or prepaid visas, whatever. I don't care how I get it. Just give it to me. I need it. And unfortunately, we're still sitting here at Sun Peaks, day 6. I'm flat broke, so is he. I think pretty much everyone's tapped at this point. As for accommodations and stuff, don't get me wrong, the hotel's been great. The Grand's been great with our meals. They've been helping us out. It's awesome. It's a great community down here, but it's not home, and my whole family is down in Kamloops right now. To go see them, I have to spend $40 in gas every day. Even to find out what's actually going on, I have to spend $40 to get down the hill and back up the hill.
So there's no communication.
Zero.
There's no information.
Zero.
And any information that we do get,
It's hearsay.
It's hearsay, or it comes too late as far as
exactly.
meetings, information,
Exactly.
anything like that.
Well, and being up here so far away from the majority of people, we're usually the last ones to get any kind of information. So like you said, it's late by the time it gets here, and
Right.
it's old news.
Right, exactly. So just to recap on something that you and I were talking about earlier,
Sure.
I'm trying to put together a fundraiser, a benefit concert with a number of bands
Yes, sir.
to come up to the mountain here. I've talked to a couple of bands already, and they're going to reach out excuse me, to other bands. They seem to be all on board. I've talked to the hotel here at Nancy Green. I've talked to a couple of the restaurants, and they're ready to put these bands up, feed them, and we're working on a date right now. How many people do you think will come up?
Oh man, I think this place would be packed if you put on a concert.
Right.
And I mean, I know that there's so many people that want to help, but there's lots of people who just don't know how to do it because
Right.
watching over social media, even over the phone, there's been so many scammers trying to get donations.
Yeah,
And-
exactly. And also the looters down
And
right
the
now
looters.
in our properties,
Yeah.
which we have no control over whatsoever. And have you heard anything whatsoever, as far as new, current, exact news about funds or
no.
aid?
Absolutely not. Not a thing.
Nothing.
They haven't phoned me at all.
No,
I've
no.
had my phone by my side the whole time. Haven't heard a thing.
No, exactly. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And
a
I'm
pleasure.
just gonna go back here. Just hold on for 1 second, okay?
Absolutely.
So, I just wanted to ask that question to you again because, I mean, we're all in the same boat here. But have you heard anything whatsoever
No,
about
I've gotten
funds or how to receive them?
no funds whatsoever. In fact, he just gave us more information than I even had. And I've got the only contact I've had with emergency services, or basically any form of information we got outside of social media, I initiated myself.
Exactly.
I've talked to ESS here.
Yeah.
I've talked to the municipality here. Nobody's told me anything.
Now, didn't you say a little bit earlier? I just want to recap on
Yep.
this before we started the interview. You were talking to someone, some politician, that said basically he's coming up here to, represent himself or his party.
Well, one of our local elected councilmen in Cache Creek
Yes.
has just so happened to now be transferred to the Nancy Green Hotel here.
Transferred
So-
to? What do you mean by transferred
Well,
to?
he's an evacuee, the same as the rest of us.
Okay.
He's a resident of Cache Creek. He just happens to be part of the Cache Creek Council.
Okay.
So he's now coming to this location from Kamloops.
And who is that?
That would be Dave Dubois.
Okay.
And hopefully with an elected councilman here, that might bring a little more attention to how many people are up here, stranded, looking for at least some information.
So when is he due to arrive?
I would assume this evening or tomorrow.
Okay.
He is actually, when it comes to social media, Dave has been one of the more accurate people for information.
Okay.
Because he's an elected official, he has certain contacts to put out relevant information.
Did you talk to him personally?
Yes, I have through social media.
And what can you say that he said, as a quote that's that's exact? What did he actually say to you?
The best, I mean, honestly, when I was speaking to him earlier, it was simply based on the facilities available in Sun Peaks and at the Nancy Green itself. And
Okay.
I told him basically the same thing I've told him. If you're coming here, the location, the facilities are fantastic, but you better bring your own supplies because you're not going to see anything else.
So we have a councilman, a politician that is pretty much in the same situation as us,
Exactly the same.
coming up here to join us. And did he mention anything about being able to help from the ground here because of his status?
No, nothing to do with his status specifically. He has volunteered as an individual. I'm coming up. Is there anything I can bring you guys?
Okay.
So
okay.
he is willing to bring supplies as an individual.
I mean that.
But
I
as
mean,
a politician, not at this point. What
Okay.
I'm hoping for is because of his position as a politician,
right.
he can get the word out better than we can to say, hey, look, we're here. We need help just as much as the people in Kamloops.
Yeah, I mean, because we're sitting up here. We don't need a politician.
No.
We need somebody.
We need water, soap, basic essentials.
Yeah.
We might be in a different location, but we're in exactly the same position as all the other evacuees in Kamloops.
Right. So hopefully, and we're going to put this video out, and he's going to see this. We're not looking for politicians up here. We're not looking for any photo ops or anything like that.
Please no.
What we're looking for is somebody that has the pull. That is able to go ahead and get things done because of his position, but we don't need the political crap that we've been dealing with.
The bottom line for us here is you've got upwards of 200 families, X amount of people, could be in the hundreds. You give us just a small fraction of what is available in Kamloops, and it would relieve that much more pressure from the services in Kamloops.
Right.
Give us one ESS volunteer. Train me to do it so we don't have to have these 200 families dragging down to Kamloops 3 days a week.
Oh yeah.
Bring a pickup truck up here once a week, bottled water, toothbrush, toothpaste, all the stuff that's already been donated sitting in Kamloops to help these people out who can't go and get it.
Well, let's face it. We all know how to fill out these forms.
That we do.
We've done this. It's not rocket science. I mean, and I'm not taking it away from ESS. I mean, like I said, they have been great. More so than the Red Cross, as far as I'm concerned. But
Quite a bit so. In fact, I was talking to their rep earlier.
Yeah.
Kamloops ESS generally operates with about 50 individuals.
Right.
They're in excess of 120 volunteers right now.
Doing their
Most of
best.
them running around the clock.
Yes.
Lucky to give each other the odd break.
Right.
So we all accept and acknowledge the fact that they are taxed beyond their capacity.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Yes.
And what we're saying here is, you take 1 or 2 people from what you have in Kamloops, and we can remove 300 or 400 people from your lineup.
Well, I mean, you're very well spoken. You're very articulate, and I can see that yourself, myself, even yourself here, we can all take control of this situation. And you know what? It's only paperwork. Why do we have to keep going back down the mountain to fill out the exact same form?
I would fill out that form 100 times if I didn't have to go sit out in the sun for 8 hours out front of that dam.
Well, exactly, and it would actually it would alleviate the stress from the ESS that are down in the evacuation centers, right?
And here's one bottom line that we haven't gotten an answer for. None of us really want to be here. So if you provide an open-ended form for our lodging and our food vouchers like we already have, the minute we get the word to go home, we're gone.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be gone.
Exactly.
No one's going to sit here and spend an extra couple of days when they have no idea where their future lies, no idea where their home is.
No.
So just forget the date stamps. Take them off and let us survive as best we can up here, displaced, until we can finally go home.
And as I mentioned, you know what, Christy Clark, you promised, and now it's time to deliver. It's only $600 for
Buy me a lot of toothpaste
for every individual. But you know what I heard today was, and this was on CPC, is now they're changing the story that the $600 is only for people who have lost property. How do you feel about that one?
That you can't play games with people like that just because
It's a game.
Okay, I mean, I hate to say this. You've lost your home, you've lost your property, you've also lost an expense. If I have no income for months at a time, do you think I'm going to have a home when I go back home?
Mm-hmm.
You think my landlord's going to accept this?
So it's changing.
I'll be just as homeless as the next person at that point.
It's changing. It's changing every single minute, and that was the last bit of information that came out of CBC, which I'm not going to be dealing with. I've had my personal experiences with them over the last week. CTV, no, I think I'm going to be putting this one up here to the only people that have really helped. I think it was KPNW. Don't blame me if I got it wrong. Radio station, which is an affiliate of Global TV News, that finally allowed me to, voice our concerns as a group. They gave me the stage for about 5 minutes. When I did the CTV News, we did this about 11 minutes long. They gave me 10 seconds, and they only focused on a couple of pieces that I had mentioned, and the other people that I recorded, which they had asked me to do, they didn't even give them a voice, and so it was pretty disgusting. Thanks, Penny. You know who I'm talking to, the reporter. So we're going to wrap this up. I think we've got, we know what we're dealing with here. Is any last comment, any last request or plea or anything that I can put out there before I post this back on YouTube again?
Well, the last thing I have to say about it again, we are beyond impressed with the support from the village of Sun Peaks. I've said it to every representative I've seen of this community. I've gotten more support from this community than I have from my province. And all we're looking for is just to remember that we're just as displaced as the rest of them, even more so because we're an hour away from a major center again. And we just don't want to be forgotten up here.
Okay, great. And the name again?
My name's Alex.
Okay, Alex. Thank you very much. And any last words?
I would just like to say that we're not out here wasting resources. We're going to go home as soon as we can. I mean, we don't want to be up here, taking up $300 a night rooms, but until we can go home, we don't really have the option. We're not going to take any more than we need, but until we can, fend for ourselves, the government is pretty much our only option, and they seem to be playing a whole lot of games with us. So, I don't know, man.
Any message you want to send out to anybody personally in the government, or?
Nope.
No.
No one personal, just the whole damn thing.
Okay, man. Okay, and the name again?
My name's Jeremy.
Okay, thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
You too, man.
Yeah.